tired. I'm tired of that classroom. I'm tired of those students. Yes, are you a teacher who finds it very difficult to handle issues in his classroom? Do you have some students who give you headache and they are too naughty? Do you have some classrooms which you consider your best and your worst classrooms? Proper classroom management is your solution, and you are on the right channel. Hello guys, my name is ECHU Frank from Amazing Videos. If it is your first time watching me, why not hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification, so whenever I upload an amazing video like this one, you will get notified and get to benefit from it. You can also check the link below to watch my previous video where I presented the qualities of a good and bad teacher. Classroom management is a very difficult aspect in teaching, which has caused so many teachers to either quit their job or get fired. You don't want that to happen to you, do you? I guess the answer is no. Then watch this video where I am going to present the top 10 classroom management techniques. If you are ready, then let's go together. The first classroom management technique is to set up your classroom rules. You should set up rules that are easily understandable by the students and which have consequences as well. Your rules can be used as songs, can be used as rhymes, or you can write them on a chart and place them somewhere very visible in the classroom. So whenever the students get into the classroom, they will see the rules and it will remind them of what to do and what not to do in the classroom. Set up classroom rules that have consequences as well. So if you do this, and then the consequences will be this. I'll give you an example. Like in my classroom, the first rule is no Thai spoken in the classroom. Thai is their native language. So what's the consequence? If you speak Thai, minus 2 points. If you speak in English, plus 2 points. So it encourages the students. They try to speak in English because they want me to give them 2 points. And if you speak Thai, minus 2. So and it becomes like some kind of fun in the classroom, because when their friends are like trying to speak in Thai, because they always want to do that, so they will like, teacher, Ice, speak Thai. I'll be like, oh, Ice, I am going to take away 2 points from your score, okay? So don't speak Thai again. And you will see the student will adjust. And that is how they try to practice. They try to practice the target language. So guys, set up your classroom rules and you will see some order being maintained in your classroom. The second most important tip for classroom management is be consistent and fair in enforcing your classroom rules. Yeah, some of us, we set up the classroom rules from the first day, and maybe after 1 week or a month, we forget. We do not follow up the students to make sure that they follow the rules. And maybe we are not even fair enough because we let some students break the rules and others cannot. You should make sure all the students follow the rules consistently and fairly. The third most important tip is fairness. Yes, fairness is key. Treat your students with some fairness so you will gain respect from them. Do not consider some students your favorite. Do not make some students more important than others. If you treat them with some fairness, they will all love your subject. But if you despise some students, then they will have the reason to skip your class. They will have a reason to always be moody when they see you as a teacher. The fourth classroom management tip is avoid confrontations in front of students. Deal with discipline cases privately, criticize students privately, and praise them publicly. It is advised that you deal with cases yourself, except otherwise, before you can take them to the administration. Do not let a student lose face in front of the others, because he or she will lose respect for you. And you know what will happen. He or she will never have love for your subject and for you in particular. So let us handle issues with tact and wisdom. And this takes us to the fifth classroom management technique, which is giving praises. Wow! Awesome! Good job, guys! Giving praises to your students will not only encourage good behavior, but it will build a formidable teacher-student relationship. Praise your students in every circumstance. Always make them feel like they can do better. One thing I always do is I check their notes, I check their books when I give them an activity. Some of us, we don't care to check their homework, we don't care to check their books. Students like when they do something, you check it and you make comments. For example, wow, very beautiful writing, excellent, well-organized notes. When you do that, the students feel great. They want to do better. If you ask a question to a student and the student gives the wrong answer, you don't have to just condemn the student. One thing I do is I try to encourage the student to move towards the right answer. So I will like, yeah, you're almost there, yeah, come on, try, speak out, yeah. So I try to encourage the student to see if he or she can give the correct answer. So guys, always learn to praise your students in public. If you want to criticize them privately, not in front of their friends. Now, before we move on to the sixth classroom management technique, for those who are watching me for the first time, why not hit that subscribe button? Hit that button and click on the bell so you will turn on the notification. The sixth classroom management technique is start fresh every day. Guys, start your day with the expectation that students are going to behave. Why do I say so? Some of us have some classrooms that we feel going to those classrooms is like going to hell. I'm sure some of you will agree with me, right? Yeah. We have some students who are like very naughty. They give us headache. We don't feel happy going to those classrooms. But one of the techniques of handling such classes is that you should feel fresh. Go with a positive mind. Try to encourage them to keep going and never give up. Always try to build this relationship with them. Do not consider some students troublesome. Now let's move on to the seventh classroom management tip, which is time management. Yes, very important, guys. Plan your lessons with specific time allocation for each activity, and also ensure that your students finish the task on time. Some of us teachers, we give a lot of free time to the students. No, avoid free time in the classroom. Try to occupy the free time with some activity. So you need to overplan. So you avoid. Manage your time very well. Go to the classroom on time and leave on time. If you have 1 hour to teach, and let's say you finish your lesson in 50 minutes time, you have 10 minutes left. Do not leave the classroom. That is why I said you should overplan. Because if you leave the classroom, just imagine a situation where the administrator is passing by and hears the students making noise, disturbing the next class. it's embarrassing because you left the class earlier. So you should try to occupy the students with something. Improvise, come out with something, either a game or any activity that will occupy them until the end of the lesson. One thing. The eighth classroom management tip is getting attention. You should have a specific mechanism which you use to bring students' focus back to you and to the task as well. It is normal that sometimes we might be teaching and the students will be disturbing or might be talking with their friends. You should have a mechanism. For example, call their names. Or you can give them an eye contact. I usually do that. Sometimes I always try to know the students' names, my students' names, right? So I will like, eyes, no. So when I call their names, they will adjust. And sometimes they're surprised, wow, the teacher can remember my name, you know. Or I just stop talking. If I'm talking and the students are also talking, I just stop talking. And then I just look at them. And then they will look at me, eye contact, and then I'll just smile. And they'll say, okay. So that's it. Don't yell at them. Please don't yell at them. Don't do like this. Stop noise. I'll hit you. Come here. Back. Like that. Do not do that. You will scare the students. You will make them hate your class. Your class. The ninth classroom management tip is stop disruptions with a little humor. Yes, always try to be humorous in your classroom. If you are teaching and a student is disturbing, or you are teaching and a student is trying to touch another student, just try to be humorous. Make a little joke about that situation so you will make the classroom laugh. Laughter is very important because it will make the students feel relaxed in the classroom. Don't be too serious with your students. Like I said before, do not yell at them if they do something. Always consider them like your students and you should have love for them. Let's move on to the 10th classroom management tip, which I think is one of the most important classroom management tips. And I'm sure some of you teachers don't take this into consideration. What am I talking about? Classroom setting. Yes, your classroom setting has a big role to play because if the environment is not conducive for the students, they cannot learn. Sitting position is very important. Once you come into your classroom, before you start your lesson, you have to make sure that the way the students are sitting, whether they're sitting in rows and columns or in a circular manner, whatever form they are sitting, make sure that every student is comfortable and the board, the whiteboard, if you're using the whiteboard or the blackboard or you are using a projector, is visible to everyone and you can see all the students and they can see you as well. Some of us, we don't take this into consideration. Some students might be sitting behind and maybe they are too short. They cannot even see very well in front. But we just let the classroom go on like that. No. If you find some students sitting right behind who are shorter, it is your duty to let them come in front and sit in a position where they can easily see everything that you're doing or you're teaching. Also, in the classroom setting, it is always advisable to display the students' work because this will encourage them. In some classroom, you will see work of the students being displayed on maybe feature boards or on the walls. You will see. And whenever the students are studying, when they're in that class, they look at the boards, they look at their work, they feel happy, they feel proud of themselves. So classroom setting is very important, guys. Always try to set up your classroom in the most comfortable way. I didn't want to end this video without giving you a bonus for your support to my channel. Maintain authority at all time in your classroom. Do not let the students take over your classroom. I know some of us have favorite students. We sometimes give them a lead role in the classroom. Yes, this can happen when we have group activities. Some students can act as leaders during those activities. But do not give them full authority to act as teachers to their friends. So always maintain authority. You are the teacher and you should remain the teacher, while the students should remain the students. You are the master of your class. Take care of your class and you will see the result. There are several different classroom management techniques that you may know. These are my top 10 classroom management techniques. So, I am sure you have enjoyed this video. Why not go ahead and give a thumb up, share, leave a comment below, subscribe and hit the notification bell. So every time I upload a new video, you will get hold of it. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you next time.